Hey, how's it going, everybody? We are back today with round 2 of the
Actually, no. I
stage.
should. No, no, no. I don't remember
What
what
is
you
this
said.
called again? what do we call this? I don't even remember. But anyway, back with another day of races, starting with Torje and Zeru. I'm excited to see how this one goes. How are you feeling, Gorilla?
I have very high hopes for this. I've watched Torch play for many years. Um, I I don't know much of Zeru's gameplay, but I've seen him in people's chats forever. These are two pretty known runners in the community. I'm very excited for this race. I'm hoping for a very solid close race. I don't know what both runners' strats are going to be like. I'm not sure if they both do swordless. But either way, I'm hopeful. Anything can happen.
True indeed. And I believe Zeru is one of the Enya boys. So at least from what we were talking about yesterday, I believe Zeru is one of the Enya boys. So I believe we got some Enya hype for some of the Latin America friends in the chat. So put some Latam hearts if you're ready to see some banger Zeru gameplay. I'm gonna hop in the other channel and let them know that they're getting ready to go. Make sure that they're all ready. So good luck to the runners. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna pop in now.
Enya power, absolutely. What is being raised? So this is a legacy category. Well, this is traditionally defeat Ganon, no SRM. This is specifically a much older route that was decided on. Just it's a very simple category to race. It's very easy to understand. The biggest trick in the entire run is the classic wrong warp. There is a newer version of this category that gets some items illegally, but we're not doing that. This is a very classic going to Kakariko, getting the bottle.
All right, and we're off.
We're going?
Should be. There we go.
Great. We're getting a little bit of a desync between the runners, but shouldn't matter too much.
True indeed. What is being raced? Today we are doing some classic Kakariko defeat Ganon no SRM. So for those of you that are not aware, Ocarina of Time any percent, which is now known as defeat Ganon no SRM for this route anyway. This used to be any percent, but that route has been obsoleted by newer tricks, and we are bringing some attention today to an old category that started out for a lot of us on this game, at least for myself and a few of the runners that are participating in the tournament. So we can see a little bit of a difference here in the routes. Looks like Zeru is going for sword and Torje is doing swordless. So getting stuck there a little bit. It's good that we got Torje's face cam, so we can see how Torje feels about certain parts of the run, which I know. I know Torje, and I know how he feels about his gameplay sometimes, so it's funny to see his facial reaction. Early jump slash, unfortunately. And we're out of Aqua Escape. The ESS. Everybody knows it, everybody loves it. Zeru getting that relatively quickly, at least after they got the angle. Tor's just about to do Cac West right now. And you'll see, actually, Torje does something that I mentioned previously, where he tries to do a little bit more angle changing, just to right against the wall a little bit better, but it looks like he got a slow West. I believe that's only like a 10 speed. You can get a different speed of the West. It looks like he's just going to grab the ledge here, and then a little bit of angle change. This should work, yeah. Okay.
Barely grabbing it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth noting that that West to Kakariko that Torje did, if you hold ESS right a little bit later than you think you should, you'll go to the right of the sign instead of the left and save a little bit of time in your line. Let's see if Zeru does that.
Looks like they do.
So you see he went to the left of the sign. It's just the tiniest little thing, but all those tiny things add up in a category.
Looks like they dropped ESS, unfortunately, but still making some decent time to CAC. It looks like they still will make it before time of day changes to night. Just barely, though. Wow. Torje is doing a very good job so far at manipulating where he wants the Cuckoos to go. Very specific placement of where you throw each Cuckoo. Unfortunately, it looks like Zeru had to go really far for that Cuckoo, though. This one is... As you can see on Torje's face cam, having a little bit of a struggle picking that Cuckoo up. And showing some frustrations with that. As everybody knows, Cuckoos is the best part of any Ocarina of Time speedrun. Looks like we got a decent bottle time from Torje. Let's see if he does saves. Okay, he doesn't. But yeah. Another interesting fact, I mentioned this yesterday, but for those of you that were not here for it, depending on the localization of your console that you're running on, you can actually save time with like having Japanese localization on your console. For whatever reason, it is like 0.4 seconds faster to run with the Japanese localization for your console over the typical unspecified FNF percent localization. I think that's whenever the game localization mismatches with the console localization.
Interesting. Does that save time in the classic controller menu when you reset?
Yeah, whenever it says you must use the classic controller. Torje doing Mido skip right now, saving after equipping the shield. Pause buffering the pull out, and one more frame for the jump slash. Okay, we're good for the jump slash. And then leave very soon. I think it's one more frame after this. Yeah, there we go. And then he can just hold straight left, and never mind.
Oh, what happened there?
If you could see Torje's face cam, I'm thinking the same thing here personally. I'm not quite sure how that failed.
I don't think he did either.
Yeah. Unfortunate occurrence there, but this run is back in for Zeru. Don't. Okay, I believe we have a few more frames.
I need one more. There it is.
Yeah. There we go.
Now the runners are dead even.
Yes. Yeah, 3 chats on stream. I don't know if Zeru was aware that it was preferred to have it off screen. We'll probably inform them of that before the next race. So, sorry if there's a bit of clutter over the gameplay, but it's all good. We still know what's going on. We can still read it. And thank you guys for showing up again to another great day of racing for Ocarina of Time. Enya Power, good luck to the runners. Absolutely. Massive good lucks. I don't know where the Enya meme came from, but I think it's good showing representation to the homies. I'm honestly so glad we got Torje's face cam for this, because it really shows you at what parts of the runners are thinking about like movement being scuffed or unfortunate happenings, or them being excited that something worked. Ooh, okay. Torje getting trolled by this Skolta a little bit. Seems like Zeru is also having the same problem. Just getting the B1 skip. Let's see if he does Ren Scrubs. Nah, just fast scrubs. Still really good though.
What was the difference between the two? Is it you load the left scrub first in Ren Scrubs?
Yeah, you load the Ren Scrub first with Ren Scrubs, and you still delay it to where you hit it last. Torje not going for the base movement there that he's known for going for. I honestly forgot that this was something that you had to pause buffer. I forgot how tight it was, because there's a very specific frame that you want to hold up.
Some runners do it unbuffered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Right, yeah, I just forgot that it was like it was a very specific frame. I'm getting scrubs down for Zeru. I wonder if Zeru is going to be doing Goma Clip. I believe, looking at their health, I believe they're going to do Goma Clip. Torje seems to be playing on the Nintendo 64 from the looks of the pause buffering. Not actually, though. They're playing on VC.
Are there any N64 runners in this tournament?
I believe Habel will be playing on N64,
really?
So yeah.
Gotta represent.
Yeah, gotta represent the OG console. Hover recoil off the Vine Skull is too new tech for you. I feel it. Wow, pulling.
That's actually old tech.
Yeah, actually. Okay. Looks like Goma's positioning is a little farther to the right than I would hope, but it should still work. It does indeed still work. That's not going to work for Zeru, unfortunately. Didn't wait long enough. Torje not testing his luck today, running through the middle of the rocks there. I have to respect it. This angle looks okay. Good frame. The angle will work. Okay, we got it this time. Nice job there. Torje is probably hoping for a good rock right now for insta-clip.
Let's see it.
Okay, we got a good rock. Torje going for it unbuffered just to assert the dominance. Pulling out the stick mid insta-clip. What is wrong with you? And this is why Torje is just a mad lad. Zeru going for a little bit of a free roam wrong warp. It looks like it'll work. Honestly, I think it will work. Even with the frame that they have. Yeah, this should work. It might be one frame early though, or a frame late.
As long as you throw the nut at the right time, any positioning will work in the warp.
Yeah, there we go. We got it. Pretty good pace for Torje. Yeah, it's not bad. I think in a race setting, definitely really good. But in comparison to Torje's PB, yeah, I don't think it's the greatest. Yeah, mid 16. So definitely really solid.
Mid 16 would still be the best time in the tournament so far. So it's nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely. Let's see what Zeru's strats are here. I don't know if Zeru goes for Instaclip or Void Warp, but we're about to find out. Baylor. Shout out to Baylor. Looks like we're going to be going for a Void Warp. This rock is really cursed. Okay. I don't know if they meant to talk to Zelda there, but it looks like we're just running with it.
He's doing a couple side hops. I can't imagine those were accidental.
I thought the side hops were just to dodge the rock.
Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say, but it seemed intentional.
Let's see if Torje is truly playing to win here with his Ganon fight, or if he tries to show off a little bit with his lead. Knowing Torje, he is a kind of player to go all in. So we will see rather something really interesting or some extremely respectable gameplay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dan.
maybe mid 18. Or low 18 probably. I don't know. Yeah. Torje having problem hitting the target. Ganbon.
Looking like a 17:31 for Torje, a very respectable time for a race.
I believe that is actually a time of one of his previous PBs. So, bringing it back. Looks like a late 1731, so... GG to Torje for taking this first race here. Your timer didn't stop. And we got the kiss. Very nice. Yeah, I was confused what happened there, Torje, because my reaction was literally the same as yours. I'm not sure if Torje has stream audio on, but yeah, very interesting. Very interesting fail there. I'm not sure how that happened. You do know? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Because it looked, yeah, it looked perfectly fine. I wasn't sure how that failed. My reaction was pretty much the same as yours. So Torje with a 1731 starting off. That is the second best time so far in the tournament, and that is Torje's very first run. So I can only imagine that Torje will try to get that a bit further down to try and take the top seed. Fake news 1726. Okay, we have fake news here. Fake news.
Ding, 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 ding.
The government birds are watching you. Yeah, it's lovely that Child Link there is just floating in the air. By the way.
Yeah, it's always great watching him like pop up and down to try to fit the cutscene.
Mm-hmm. And I also find it really interesting that because we never grabbed this shield, you don't have the Hylian shield in this cutscene.
Yeah. I do wonder if it this is worth testing for me later. If it's absent if you get the shield but have it eaten.
Oh. That might be a good thing to test. I mean, it wouldn't be in your inventory technically, right? So.
Right.
I wonder if it would automatically equip it if you never equip it, though.
Maybe. I mean, this game likes to equip things for you.
It is true. Especially after you do like dot skip.
Right.
Automatically puts the bomb on C left. Just barely missed time this other roll. Yeah, it's crazy to think about the fact that wrong warp, regardless of if it would have worked, it very specifically had to be this point where it brings us to. Because if it put us into the Ganondorf fight, this run would be impossible. And then also to think about the fact that Ganon actually slashes the Master Sword away from your hands, even though you never collect the Master Sword. So a miracle that this run is even possible. It looks like a 21:38, unless the timer is off for Zeru. Not a bad first run. GG to Zeru for finishing out.
Absolutely. Both players very clean runs, despite various strat differences.
Not a bad first run from both runners. So I think let's see here. Next up on our scheduled race is actually, how are we doing this? Because I believe you said Chromiiii was going to be late today, right?
I
Dan?
think the way that we fixed it was just switching Zeru's race with Chromii's.
Okay, so now I believe next we have Chromiiii with Torje.
Yes.
Okay. So before we do that, I think we're gonna try and get the racers into this channel and have a little chat with them about their race. However, they are both no
Yo.
longer both.
Yeah.
Yo. All right. So congrats, Torje, on taking the first race. So let's talk about that Mido skip. I don't know what happened. No, but like, I like that looked so fine though. Like it looked correct. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked good to me too. Unless, like, maybe I buffered a frame too far in the last, but like, no, it doesn't make sense because if I buffered a frame too far, I should have clipped inside of Mido, but I fell out of bounds, so my notch must have been bad. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
that's really unfortunate. I don't know how that happened. Hopefully, maybe reset your controller for the next run. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, after my save warp, or like after I bought the stick the second time, in the shop I reset my controller before I went for it again,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it worked.
Yeah, nice. That's good. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid time starting out. It was 17:26 for your first run.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really solid for first. I mean that's definitely going to help out with the averaging. And Zeru getting a finished run on the first attempt. I mean that's so far that is nothing to scoff at. Like we have had some issues with some people crashing, and overall it looked like a pretty solid run. So how are you feeling about your run, Zeru?
I'm happy that I finished it. It was okay. I failed Goma clip. Actually, not too early after clipping Goma, so I had to reload the boss and drop the West too. I was too nervous and I lost the ESS position. But besides that, I think it's what not that bad. So yeah, I'm happy with it being finished at least.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's definitely going to help out with the averaging. We got 3 races for each runner, so hoping to see some more good runs from the both of you guys. Congratulations again to Torje, and we're going to see you again on the next race. And Zeru will see you a little bit later in the day.
Okay, thanks. And GG's to Torje.
GG's.
GG.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, whenever Chromie gets here. So probably gonna be a few minutes. What? I don't know why, but I had to put so many delays on your feed to make it sync. Torch. Yeah. Yep. Counters. Oh my, that's just my map.
will be the only race of the day that we see both runners doing swordless.
Yeah, I believe that Torje and Habel are using the same route, but the only difference is that Habel will be playing on the Nintendo 64. So that is going to be very interesting to see the side-by-side comparison of a similar route with also a different console, which, for those of you that aren't aware, N64 saves time on the reset. Because it doesn't have to pop up this, you must use the classic controller text. Luckily, Torje is playing on the Japanese localization for his console, so he will be saving 0.4 seconds over not running with the Japanese localization, but still not as fast as a Nintendo 64.
Pretty good starts from both runners. Nobody making any major, movement mistakes yet.
Yeah, so far everything looks really solid from both ends. Torje's not getting the exact jump slash that he wanted, unfortunately. As you can see here, Torje making really good use of the adapter, making sure to use and abuse where it is allowed. What a lovely community we have, making tools to make it feel like N64, even though we're not playing it anymore. Some of us will be, though, upcoming very shortly. We'll be seeing our first use of that.
Chromiiii had some interesting movement in Zora's River. He dove almost like he was going to do the jump slash for the red rupee, but he went the wrong way and just chose to keep going. I'm not sure if that was a backup or if he didn't even mean to dive at all, but we will see where he gets his extra rupees from.
Not sure what's going on my end. I'm having some connection issues, so sorry about that.
We're getting a little exasperated over some trying to pick up Cucko shenanigans, but it happens to the best of us.
Interesting Mido skip. Unfortunately, a little bit of movement before the third side hop there. Frame late, so Torje will have to go back into the shop, giving Chromiiii some time to catch up. Seems like so far they're having a solid run. A few minor mistakes, but nothing too major to stop the run from happening. Okay, close on the rupee there. A little closer than I would like, if that were me.
One more frame for Torje. There it is.
Nice. Mido skip definitely proving to be a little bit of a tricky trick.
A tricky trick.
today. Yeah, tricky trick. Not greatest use of words, but Torje just entering Deku, and looks like Chromiiii will just be about to enter, or just about to enter Deku right now.
Torje missing the Vine text skip, unfortunately.
Timing there is really awkward with stick. Or I mean,
I
just in
believe
general.
stick gives you a lot more frames than sword does, at least.
Yeah, being used to one or the other is what makes the difference for me, I feel. Sometimes it's really awkward. Looking like a solid Deku so far from Torje. Getting the fast scrubs, very nice.
Chromiiii taking a nice, nasty fall.
These Waltilas are never nice, it seems. I have not seen that strat before. That's actually really interesting.
That is, I believe, the preferred strat for runners that don't go for the anti-grav B1 skip.
That does look a lot faster than going up and stunning the Skulltula and jumping. So I can say that is preferred. Looks like Goma is a little bit off for Torje here. Yeah, I think Torje's angle is super scuffed. I can't tell if... Yeah, I think Torje has to wait for 8 here. Yeah, Torje's gonna have to adjust Goma's position. Or just die. That is always an optimization there. Looks like Torje just wants to go for the reload of the area just to even it out, make it a little bit easier. That is... Well, no, I don't think Torje could have double KO'd. I mean, yeah, Torje couldn't have double KO'd. I have to burn the web here. The first time that you enter the B1 here, the web is unloaded, so you can just jump down the second time, however, and anytime after that, you're actually going to have to burn the web. Looks like Chromiiii will be taking the lead here with the double KO. It might even out if Torje is able to get a very quick Goma clip here. We will find out. Chromiiii going for the side hop mega flip here.
Beautiful.
Side hop, mega side hop. That's what it's called. Fortunately, not getting the West to the room. Still gonna be fine though. Might give Torje some time to catch up. Looking like Goma is trolling Torje.
Torje out of nuts. Going to give Chromiiii a big opportunity to really run away with this lead.
This is true. Torje is going to have to climb all the way up and kill the Deku Baba on his left and then jump back down and still have to do the Goma fight. Torje having a really good start to his run, and unfortunate happenings here with Goma, but could still possibly turn this around depending on what strats Chromiiii uses to finish out the run.
And if Chromiiii chooses to walk down the tower, then Torje definitely has a solid shot at catching back up. But assuming they do Void Warp, this is still anybody's game.
Very true. One more frame for Torje here on Goma clip. Hopefully, it looks like Goma is in a really good spot, so all Torje has to do is just wait for Goma to walk forward, throw the nut, get a couple side hops in. There we go. We are caught up now. Just a little bit. We're going to see how Void Warp goes, or see if Void Warp is happening. It looks like Void Warp is not happening. So Torje actually has a chance here to still take this race. Bonk for the good luck on the rocks, of course. Actually, I believe that C up there is not even just like a thing that they're doing for fun or just to do. It is actually faster, I'm pretty sure, to C up. I could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure it's actually better to C up in that situation. Yeah, it saves like a frame. Yeah. Torje having to do a little bit of a backup here for wrong warp, waiting for the bugs to get out of the way.
Very smart.
Really, yeah, really far out of the warp, but could still make this work. Yep, this will work, and all Torje has left to do really is just to get this insta-clip down. I believe we saw Torje do it unbuffered earlier. I don't know if we're going to see Torje do it buffered again or not, but there is always a possibility. Yeah, far out of the warp is what ends up typically happening when you do just the backwalk strat. Ooh, very nice Stalfos fight. I think even if Torje gets insta-clip, this could still be really close. There's still a bit of walking to do for Chromiiii, but as soon as Torje gets insta-clip, they're going to be neck to neck. They're going to be right next to each other. Really close there with the shield. I guess those falling rocks can't burn the shield, so only a little bit of damage. Props if you can read that. I mean, it just says if Torje gets good insta, this is tied. Torje not getting the first rock, unfortunately. Second rock is Turbo Cursed. He managed to go for it, but he's going to have to do 720 insta-clip. Let's see if Torje's years of experience can help him out. He does get the frame for the untarget. He manages to clutch it out. The 720 insta-clip. Let's go, Torje. Very, very close. I mean, honestly, I still think this race is in Chromii's favor, but it could be... It really, really could end up either way. I mean, Chromiii has a good, I'd say, 15 to 20 second lead, roughly. I think it's closer to 15. Torje is really going to have to clutch out this last little bit and hope that Chromiii makes a mistake if he wants to take this, but it's looking like Chromii's race.
Regardless, like you're about 21 seconds ahead.
Ahead after this cutscene. So true.
Torje is famous for having his overclocked fast Wii.
Yeah. I heard that the secret to the fast Wii is actually putting your Wii in a cooler surrounded by blocks of ice.
Interesting. Water-cooled Wii.
Yeah, Torje lives in a cooler. It's called Norway. It's a pretty big cooler. Liquid nitrogen on that Wii. I didn't see when Chromiii pulled out the stick, but I believe that was correct timing. If you, I remember talking to Torje about this, but if you pull out the stick as soon as you're like walking forward, it's actually optimal to do that. I don't remember the exact reason, but it is actually optimal to pull out the stick while you're walking, because I mean, if you roll too early, then you talk to Zelda regardless. But I believe there's also a reason why you want to do it. Torje could probably go into more detail after the race. But yeah, it's a really interesting detail, that part of the fight.
I mean, these are the kind of details you get with, you know, what, 10, 11 years experience of running this category?
True, very true. Yeah, I remember having a conversation with Torje about this a while ago, so hopefully Torje is willing to talk more about that after the race, because I think it's actually a really interesting piece of knowledge. Looks like Chromiii so far is actually having a really solid Ganon fight. So first try ISG after the jump slash as well, very nice. A little bit of Ganon ring around the rosy shenanigans happening, but
oh, taking a hit. Ooh, but not losing ISG.
And it looks like Chromiii will be taking this race. I mean, this is definitely, I think this is the most entertaining race that we've had so far. This is a massive upset for Chromiii, and not to mention a great showcase of, I mean, just a comeback, and also just an interesting happening with with instaclip. Torje having to do 720 instaclip. Definitely a very good race. Congratulations to Chromiii for taking this race.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it before, this is definitely a major upset. Chromiii not opting to go for even Void War, but, you know, keeping it clean throughout the run, and obviously Torje having some major mistakes in Deku Tree allowed Chromiii to pull ahead.
Definitely a really solid first time for Chromiii. I believe this is their first race in the tournament, right? So, very solid first race. and we have the runners with us here now. Hopefully in just a second they will undeafen so that we can get a little bit more about the race from them themselves.
I believe this is also the closest race we've had so far. Only a 15-second difference between the runners.
Yeah. That is all. Yeah, that is true.
So, my stream cut out after scrubs, but it was a pretty good run.
Yeah, congratulations, Chromie, for taking this race. I mean, what?
GG's.
Yeah, you won this race.
I was not expecting that at all. That's very-
I spent 4 minutes doing Goma.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No easy
Well,
backup. I can't
yeah.
like do double KO when I don't have sword, so I fuck it up and I have to like.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. GG's anyway.
GG's.
Yeah, GG's and
Very fun race.
congratulations for that. Yeah, that was awesome.
I thought after I
Torje,
fucked up B1 skip, I was done. I thought that was it. But good to know.
yeah, Torje, you had a really awesome save with the instaclip, getting the 720 instaclip. How did you feel about that? Or the 360? Yeah, the 360. Sorry, I remember I remember Baker having to do 720 instaclip in one of his PBs a long time ago. So
Yeah, it was a pretty good instaclip. I'm more annoyed that I just like missed the first spin because it could have been closer of a race, but it's fine.
There's actually one thing I wanted to ask you, Torje, because a while ago we talked about pulling out the stick while you're walking away from Zelda, entering the Ganon fight. Can you explain a little bit about that, about why that is more optimal to do?
Yeah, so it has to do with you want. Okay, so this is I like to call this acceleration skipping, where at the end of each roll, like you have like a few frames of slowdown and then you speed up again, right? So if you can make it somewhere in 4 rolls, but you have to walk a little bit before and a little bit after, it's better to walk all of it at once before, because then you skip the last cycle of like Link decelerating after the last roll. So what you want to do is you want to pull out the stick during the first like walkout, and you want to roll 4 times, and then like immediately out of your last roll jump slash, so you never spend that time like for Link to accelerate out of the last roll again.
Right, I remember us talking about that, and it was really interesting to see, like, just I guess how that makes a difference. Even though it's very minute, it makes a difference, and that's when you're trying to be the best, like that's stuff that you got to know, right? So it's always really entertaining to have these facts, I guess, that most people don't really think about, I guess.
Yeah, that's a movement optimization that I also do. Like at the end of the Goma fight, after killing Goma, you make it to the door in 2 rolls, right? So I roll as late as possible for the second roll, so that I instantly open the door out of the last roll instead of like walking up to the door after the roll, because of the same reason. I skip the last like acceleration.
Right, and the same thing with Gimroute, right, where you're going for the sword. Like I remember you saying something about like when you turn around.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah,
when you turn around for the sword crawl space, like after the first like rupee in the bush or whatever, you want to like roll as late as possible and instantly turn around after your roll, and never like adjust towards the crawl space, because that saves a little bit of time for the exact same reason.
The stuff that we have figured out in this game is really awesome. So yeah, thanks again for showcasing. I mean, this is a really cool race. This was probably the closest so far that we've seen, and most entertaining with the saves and just the overall consistency. So, and the tragedy as well. So
I'm gonna have to watch this Insta clip. It sounds really interesting.
It was awesome. So
you need to watch it as well.
Thank you guys so much for this race. Congratulations once again, Chromie, and we're gonna take our break here for our next race.
Yeah, we're actually gonna have like a little downtime because the next race is only in like 90 minutes. So we're actually gonna go offline. One thing I want to mention: this is actually not the closest race. The closest race we've had so far was Darker versus Baker. That was 14 seconds difference. Now it's 15. So
Okay, still
It's
close
fine.
enough, right?
I just want to mention it.
Very, very
It's
close.
Very, very close races. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be back
Those are always the
in
most entertaining.
around 85-ish minutes. So with Torch versus Habel. And one more race. I think it's Habel versus Chromiiii. Let me double check.
I thought it was Torje versus Habel.
Yeah, Torch versus Habel and another race. It's Torch versus Habel and Habel versus Zeru. Then we have
Sounds
another
like that.
break, and then we have Habel versus Chromiiii and Zeru versus Chromiiii. Pretty late today, but yeah. We'll be back.
Yeah, so tune into the stream at 6 p.m. EST to see the rest of the races, and then we'll have 2 races then, and then we'll have more of a break, and then tune back in at 11 p.m. EST to see some more action.
Yeah.
Thank you. Until then.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks, everyone.